If you are looking for an unbiased opinion on SEO for dealerships from an SEO prodigy that specialized in the U.S. military strategy for years, you're in the right place. I'm Andrew Street. I'm the owner of Dealer OMG. We exist to help dealers eliminate cookie cutter ads. Chris Kirksey is here with me. He's the owner of Direction.com. He went out to a NASCAR event with me last weekend, and he's been my SEO guru. I don't claim to be a specialist in SEO, and he was talking about the 4 drivers for SEO. Chris, you want to jump right in?
Yeah, why not? Thanks, Andrew. So the 4 biggest drivers for SEO, especially for dealerships, I'd say number 1, local SEO, focusing on your Google business profile, everything to get that to rank, which is local direct, getting listed in local directories. And from there, making sure it's all the information on your business profile is consistent everywhere online, your website. And then from there, content creation on your website and off your website, kind of backlinks. So other sites linking to your site, showing that you're an authority in the industry, relevant links. So if you're in the auto industry, you ideally want links from auto blogs or any other dealerships linking to your blogs or your information as a source of information. So if you put out things like infographics about different types of vehicles that gets shared, it can link back to your site. That helps a lot. And then from there, technical SEO. So technical SEO kind of scares people because it sounds technical. Not everyone's technical. And the biggest thing with that is optimizing for the user experience. So when I say technical, it's making sure the website is fast, it loads quickly, it gives the user what they want. You want to convert the user. At the end of the day, if you work on all the factors I originally stated with local SEO, with content, with backlinks, but you can't convert the person that visits your site after you did all that work to get them there, at the end of the day, it's all useless. So making sure that your site loads quickly, making sure that you have call to actions that stand out, get people to click on it, make sure you have easy ways for people to talk to you, click to call phone numbers, all the basics, contact forms, maybe scheduling form, things like that. That's, in short, the top 4 things.
Okay. And you said the speed that your website loads, so SEO, search engine optimization, so it's Google is number 1, 2, and 3, and then we've got Bing and we've got other platforms. But if you have that website that loads quickly, Google recognizes that, and it's a good user experience. They can see that people are spending a lot of time on the website.
Yeah, so that's you can always measure how long people are spending on your site and the bounce rate and things like that through Google Analytics. And Google likes to fry just about any website. So no matter how fast you think your website is, Google will probably give it all these bad looking grades, and it might scare you if you try to run your site through a Google site audit. But don't even worry. Basically, you want to make it faster than your competition. That's the biggest thing. So if your competitor's sites all load in 4 to 5 seconds and yours loads in 3, great. It doesn't need to load in under a second. It just needs to be better than the rest. And the faster it loads, sure, the better. But I wouldn't lose sleep over 0.2 seconds, 0.3 seconds, things like that. I wouldn't get too involved in the little details. As long as it loads quickly and you can access it from different devices, and it loads quickly on different, speeds of internet connection, great.
Yeah. And I imagine the algorithms of what's really fueling the SEO results is constantly changing. Is that right?
That's correct.
So it's like, if it's the backlinks, it's the content from our website. If it's the technical SEO and the build out of our website, or the local SEO that we're doing through Google business listings, there's not one of those that reigns supreme for local businesses, is there?
Well, so when you're talking about updates, like Google algorithm updates, keep in mind that those are always to help better the user experience. So Google kind of releases updates just to filter out bad content. or filter out spammy techniques, like, specific types of backlink building where you're using the same word over and over and over again. Buying backlinks is a big frowned upon scheme. There's at the same time, a lot of people do it. It's just the way that it's done has to be strategic, and ideally you want to get backlinks from being, great at what you do, meaning you produce great content. People are talking about you online because they're super happy with the experience they had at your dealership, and maybe they have a blog and they wrote about it. You're putting out infographics that people share on other sites. You're doing things that get people to want to talk about you. That's the best way to do it. But yeah, in terms of algorithm updates, as long as you're doing everything correctly and you're not trying to game the system in any way, 99% likelihood that you don't have to worry about algorithm updates. You probably should smile when they happen if you're doing everything right, because that means it's going to probably help you.
Ryan, it's going to squeeze out the competition that's doing it the dodgy way.
Exactly.
And it sounds like the low hanging fruit is for us to just get on. It's no longer Google My Business. It's Google Business Listing
Profile.
Google Business Profile.
GBP.
And it changed its name. Did anything else change except for the name change?
There's a lot. So when you go to optimize your business profile or anything like that, usually you would go to business.google.com to make any changes, but Google's trying to make it so that you edit it right there on their main search page, which is a little different. There's a bunch of little different things they're doing here and there. They say it's better this way. It's just going to take some people some getting used to in terms of different UI, UX. But Google has been also getting really tough on fake reviews.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that we've been seeing a lot of, is a bunch of different Google business profiles losing their reviews that they had published before. And sometimes they're even real reviews. But there's so many different factors, and Google doesn't even tell you why they'll just remove it. They won't even say why. They'll just say, yep, this looks spammy. And then if you ask them, they just say, yep, it didn't adhere to our standards, and here's a link. And then it's like 100,000 pages of their policies and standards. You have no idea why they did what they did.
And then so that would, at the end of the day, we want to just sell and service more cars. And then one of the zillion components is all the different ways that dealerships can advertise, from billboards to paid search to SEO being a component that you can get somebody in-house to start providing content, somebody to drive backlinks from affiliates, somebody to be constantly updating photos with the Google Business Listing. I keep saying it wrong.
Profile? Yeah, I mean,
Google Business Profile. And then what's the result? Okay, so now that we're publishing a lot of stuff on Google Business Profile, we're getting our backlinks, we're getting the content on our website. My understanding, and I hope I'm wrong, because this was a lot, like it used to be to where you'd have our organic ranking in Google climb up higher for when somebody's going to type in keywords that are not really branded for my store, but they're typing in used F-150s near me, or used F-150s in Austin where we are. And is that still the case, or is it branched out to include Google Maps and other platforms besides just that search results?
Well, Google is getting highly localized in their search results. So sometimes even when you type in a location, or don't type in a location, or don't use near me, they'll still show you places near you. So if you're searching for specific new vehicles, used vehicles, and you don't add a location or near me, sometimes you'll see the map results. Sometimes you won't. But the maps are the absolute most important thing to optimize for. And especially as a dealership, because most people are not going to be ordering vehicles from their house, and they don't care where it comes from. Most people do want to go test drive the car. They want to go at least see the car. And optimizing your Google Business Profile is going to be essential for you to show up. So even if they aren't searching for you specifically as a dealership, but in your Q&As on Google Business Profile, you're posting questions and answers in terms of what kind of cars you sell, or do you have used Do you sell used trucks? Put in the question and answer. Yes, we sell used F-150s. We sell used, Ram 2500s. We Chevy 1500s, whatever the truck is. If you have that information in your question and answers section on your business profile, Google sees that. I mean, you're literally publishing it to Google. So Google now knows.
Right. So now when people say Silverado F1500s, and you've got that in your business profile under your Q&As, that you've created those questions yourself and answers,
Yep.
It's going to likely prioritize you over the busters across town who aren't doing anything.
Yeah, I mean, especially if they're not doing anything. The more content you're putting out that's actually useful, the better you're going to perform. When there's, you can add products, your vehicle listings, you can add all of that to your business profile. And one piece of low-hanging fruit that, I recently purchased a new car from a dealership the other month. And when I was searching, I didn't see anybody putting videos on their business profile. That's huge low-hanging fruit. Google Business Profile does allow you to add a video to your listing.
And it sounds like they're rewarding people for doing that.
Oh yeah. If you're adding content that's valuable, useful information, it always helps.
Yeah,
So,
it's like when Facebook and YouTube and Instagram come out with reels and different types of ways to publish media. They're going to really promote that new feature just to see if they can get adoption with it. And it sounds like with Google Business Profile, if you can upload a video and it's sort of new and sexy in their mind, and if we as a business start to do it, they're going to say, thanks, let me give you some love.
Yeah, absolutely. And especially, there's so many things you can do with the Google Business posts. That's huge low-hanging fruit. People,
what would you post?
This is your opportunity to stand out and get people to choose you. This is huge. It's an ad, right? Don't think of Google Business Posts as a post you would post to social media, like, hey, check out our new blog. We wrote about how.
Yeah, it's our service director's birthday. Here's Tim and his balloons.
Nope. What you want is, if somebody is looking at your business profile and they still haven't visited your website, they still haven't called, they still haven't visited, hit directions, well, guess what? By the time they get to the posts, that's your basically last opportunity to make an impact.
So it could be updated OEM incentives of 5,000 off MSRP for 2023 F-150s, or it could be an offer, or it could be something that's unique to the dealer, like test drive from your driveway. We deliver to a radius of something. Yeah.
I mean, even if you say, hey, come in today, Tuesday, April 4th, before 5 o'clock, and we're having a drawing and we're giving away $5,000 in certificates to vehicles. That will get somebody to get off their butt and drive to your dealership. And maybe 5 other people didn't do it, and maybe he wins $1,000 towards his next new vehicle. Guess what? You just got him to get up and go directly to the dealership.
Okay. And now from the SEO perspective of Google loving my business, they're going to see that people are engaging with our Google Business Profile, and that's the SEO juice from the content. Or they're going to also see that we're actively publishing content in there.
I'd say all the above. The cool thing is you can see all the analytics of how people are interacting with your Google Business Profile in Google Business Profile. So you can log in and you can see which posts performed best, which ones got people to click, how many views did it get. And this is all, we track this for everybody through our software. But you can track all the data of everything you post, and you can see every month how many people click to your website, how many people click to call, how many people click to visit, like hit the directions button. And the more you optimize, the more you can see over time. Obviously there's different times of the year that people buy cars versus others, but you can measure year over year, or month over month, week over week, and kind of get an idea of, okay, well, people are clicking on, every time we publish a Ford F-150 in our vehicle feed, that we have that that gets more clicks than, for example, the Ford Explorer. So it looks like more people are looking for the F-150s in March, and more people are looking for Explorers in April. You can start to use that, and over time, the more data you collect, the better you can publish exactly what people want and give them the offers they want. And all of this information that you're putting in your Google business profile, I mean, it's literally on Google. It's being posted to Google. So Google better understands your brand, who you are, what you sell, and that's going to help not just in your Google business profile, but in your organic rankings as well. They'll better understand your site. You're going to have more visits to different pages on your site, because when you publish an offer, you publish a vehicle, you have the opportunity to put the link to the page of the vehicle or to a page of that offer. Google's going to see all this new traffic to your site, and if people are clicking around to other pages, it's going to lower the bounce rate. If they're staying on for a few minutes, you're going to have a great retention rate. Google's measuring all this and analyzing all this to understand, is this what people were looking for? If so, okay, next time I'm going to show it a little bit higher.
And this is super anecdotal. It's just from an exercise that I just did. But it seems like they're really helping to prioritize people who are actively doing those posts. And if they're good posts, especially maybe cropped right and doing links to the website to the appropriate pages. Or we just looked at a Ford F-150 near me, and it popped up. You scroll down past the vehicle listing ads, past the paid search results, a couple organic listings of the third-party marketplaces. It was like TrueCar.
Yeah.
Then it popped up a list of everything that would come up in the map, and it was a paid dealership, but then it was two dealerships. One of them that outranked the other one didn't have as good of reviews. It had fewer reviews, but the only difference was it had content being published to the posts in Google Business Profile. So that could be good evidence that that's a big indicator right now of how your dealership's going to rank.
Absolutely.
Is that right?
Absolutely. It was a huge indicator. I mean, we were looking, I remember it had like 2,000 reviews, a 4-star rating, and that was in the number 1 spot organically in the maps. And then number 2 had like 1,200 more reviews, and it had a 4.4-star rating versus the 4, yet it ranked number 2 and not number 1. So we were like, okay, let's see what the heck is going on here. And it was pretty clear right up front. Oh, look, the first result definitely had more content being published. They had posts talking about any specials and offers they had. They had a large vehicle inventory. They had a lot of photos. They posted, I think they had like 9 different question and answers, where then when we clicked into the second one, even though it had higher ratings and more ratings, people couldn't find the same amount of information. There was maybe one Q&A, I think we saw.
Right.
0 posts, 0. They did have an vehicle inventory feed, but I mean, when you're not posting any updates or sales or specials, and you're not putting up any common question and answers, I mean, Google's trying to send people to the most helpful result. And sure, if you have better reviews, that's good. Maybe that's why you're number 2 and not number 6.
What's a good resource for people, like a good book or good blog? And feel free to plug your software if you want.
Yeah, I mean, we have our software, Direction Local. You can find it at direction.com. Basically, it helps publish information to your Google Business Profile and a bunch of other directories online super simply. And it's the easiest and fastest way to get found online on a ton of different directories. You can manage, customer chats, communication, respond to reviews. So if you get a review from Yelp or Facebook or Google, you can respond right there from one platform. Our blog also has a lot of information around local SEO tips and tricks and strategies. And, honestly, if you just Google local SEO strategies for dealerships, you'll probably find some great.
Yeah, there's a lot of players in the space.
There are.
But direction.com, dude, what a great domain you ended up with.
Thank you. Yeah.
Very good. And what else? How do people get a hold of you if they want to reach out to you directly?
So through the website, you can schedule a demo, book a call. You can also email me, chris@direction.com.
Sweet. All right. And last thing, if we had the whole entire automotive industry captive for a few minutes, what should we let them know?
So I would definitely say to focus a lot of efforts on your Google business profile. I mean, that's going to be,
it sounds like,
yeah, it's going to be essential because guess what? When people are searching, yes, SEO is extremely important. The results below the map pack, that's super, super important. You are competing against big players like TrueCar, right? That have a lot of SEO power, and their literally whole game is SEO, and they have entire teams dedicated to it. Sure, you can compete against them, but you default win if you're above them in the maps. So that's going to be essential. Now, I'm not saying ignore SEO on your website. It's extremely important because putting out information on your website, while you're on your website, getting links from authoritative sources, getting listed in directories, local directories, vehicle directories, stuff like that. That's all important. But I would say if you can focus on providing great information and updating your business profile and trying to get listed in new directories you're not listed in. So if you type in like vehicle dealers directories for vehicle dealerships, nextdoor.com is one. That's one that we recently created an integration with for our software. A lot of people are on Nextdoor. So if you don't have a business profile on nextdoor.com, you're probably missing out on some business. So, and that, when your business information is consistent everywhere online in a lot of different directories, it's going to help your local profile rank. So there's on profile optimizations and off profile optimizations by getting listed in places. That's what I would focus on. I mean, that's going to be
okay.
huge.
There's a lot. I mean, outside of like just running a car dealership is a monster in itself, and then to sort of be familiar with all these different channels. Well, Chris, I'm glad that there's people like you out there serving the common good of the people in the small business and helping people understand and having a platform to do SEO.
Yep.
Chris,
and if I was there one more thing before we jump off, use AI. You can publish. You can use AI to create this information for you that you're publishing about the vehicle. You can use AI to, if you think you're not great at writing an ad for your Google business post, throw it into ChatGPT, throw it into Jasper, and ask it to make it a better ad for you. Ask it to make it more captivating, more interesting. Give it urgency. Give it all these different strategies, and using different types of words. And
you have a list of prompt engineering prompts that you've discovered. Chris, he's been my sensei for ChatGPT stuff too, because he's been just living in there. But a way to fuel tons of content and 10% of the time?
Yeah, or less. I mean, you can say to Jasper, ChatGPT, hey, create me a list of 20 offers for a Mercedes GLS,
right? Or why mothers would like to have the Dodge Caravan.
Yeah,
the 2023 Dodge Caravan. And then now you're an editor, not a writer.
Yeah, exactly. And
does this not mean SEO is going to become easier and cheaper because chatbots can help fuel that conversation and fuel the content?
Absolutely, with the right prompts.
Okay.
So, just asking ChatGPT to generate a list for you is not going to create great content. So that's why we posted a blog on direction.com about all these different prompts you can use to really create unique, engaging content for users that doesn't look like you just spun up some AI stuff.
Right. Then you can schedule that content to go on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Google business profile. Yep. I said it right the first time.
Yeah.
Dude, Chris, direction.com, Chris Kirksey, man, I appreciate you hopping on and giving us your unbiased take on SEO.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me on, Andrew.